Hello. Um, I'm Norma and I'm from MS Care Consultancy Limited, and I am a care coach, consultant, mentor, all sorts. But I'm here today to start off our first in the series of being there for care home managers and healthcare managers in particular. And along with me today, I've got Alvina from Enigma International, who fantastically helps to support and recruit from overseas into our healthcare system, and quite a lot of free. So there's a lot of work out there that, if you want, you're recruiting into your group at the moment, pick up the phone, have a chat. I'm also joined with Paula Cashmore, who I'm so excited to speak to today because I know Paula's got a gem of something to tell us later. But first off, I'd like to just bring Paula up to tell us a bit about herself, how she came into care, highlights, lowlights, and then we'll move on then to see where Paula's going with things at the moment. So Paula, over to you.
Thank you, Norma. It's a real privilege to be invited to chat to you today and to meet Alvina. Yeah, who am I? I'm affectionately known as the Mary Poppins of social care. It was a title given to me by a mutual connection because I'm a registered nurse, and for the past 2.5 years, I've been an independent quality consultant within social care. Any CQC registered provider that wants to know that they are being compliant with regulations, I'm happy to come do a visit, have a chat, do mentoring, empowering managers. So that's my main area of focus. But then I'm also a volunteer for Prince's Trust, their employability mentor. I'm also a volunteer for the Voluntary Care Professionals Register and National Association of Care and Support Workers. So I'm currently doing all of those things, as well as having been a carer, a registered nurse, unit lead, registered manager, regional manager, inspector in the NHS. So it's sort of quite a lot. It's a bit like Mary Poppins fitting that lampstand and that coat stand in her bag. So yeah, that's me at the moment.
Wonderful. So what highlights would you say you had from care? What would you say was your favourite moment or your happiest moment in care?
Well, I think from when I look back, right from the beginning of my training, now, how did I get into care? I got into nursing quite by accident because I actually applied for a job which was entitled ophthalmic trainee. Now, I'd only ever heard ophthalmic in the context of opticians, so I thought I was going to work for an optician shop. When I actually got through to the interview, it was at the Birmingham and Midland Eye Hospital, and it was a course in the 80s. It was one of the two courses that you could do pre-registration. So it was a pre-registration nursing course specialising in eyes, and I did that for 18 months. Then I went on to do my registered general nurse, um, just at the year where it changed from SRN to RGN. That's how old I am, how long I've been in the sector. And one of the best parts of my training was working at the geriatric hospital. It was when elderly care was an NHS specialism. We had geriatric hospitals, we had geriatric care centres. I still remember Lily, I still remember Olive, I still remember Louisa. And they gave me, absolute joy of looking after them. So I finished my training in 1986. I went part-time because I had my first baby in 1986. And I worked in some of the newly privatized care companies. Oh my goodness, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It was, such difference between different providers. So probably one of my lowlights was going as an agency nurse to one of these new supposedly care homes. It was your traditional semi-detached house in the middle of a suburban street with bay windows in the front room, a normal room in the back room, and there were 3 hospital beds in each room.
Oh,
No privacy, no dignity. And I knew then that these new privatized care companies needed some regulation. And that's why I've been passionate about quality ever since. But saying that,
yeah.
I have been, I've witnessed amazing care. I've witnessed some really good companies, and it's not all about the carpets and the curtains. It really is about the
No, definitely not.
dedication to the well-being of the residents. And that's what absolutely thrills my heart.
Just another point, Paula, what would you say at the moment is, I mean, obviously managers are coming under more scrutiny, more pressure, more everything every day. What would you say is one of the biggest things for managers at the moment that they're facing that they could do with support with?
Um, th they need support with support, because it's almost
Mm,
like they're thrown to the lions. The staff aren't on their side.
yeah,
They
definitely.
they seem to be the middleman. They seem to take all the pressures from the
Mm,
workforce when nothing's right, when the pay doesn't get done, and they take the pressure from the provider who wants beds filled but still won't give a pay rise. They take pressure from the regulators when, why haven't you done this? Why is that turn chart not filled in? So I think registered manager is one of the hardest jobs at the moment.
totally.
And I think with domiciliary care as well, like that pressure, that balancing act between recruitment and giving care, it is really difficult out there. But there are things that can be done. And I think that's the main takeaway that I
Mm,
want to give today.
yeah. That's it. I suppose it's for providers and managers themselves to go and search for what they need, identify what it is they need, and then to go and get that support, because I know that we can support them with systems and processes and structures and advice and stuff, but they're people too, aren't they? And when they go to work, they have to put their home life down before they go in.
Mm,
But when they go home, they usually take it with them, don't they? And it's a sort of, yeah, it's just pressure all the time. It's so sad for such a good job, isn't it? When you can have such a good time being a care home manager and giving so much.
yeah.
But when it comes to giving yourself for what, and in groups that we're both in, we'd see it all so often that people
Mm,
are saying, how undervalued they feel, how fed up they are. And every now and again we get a little glut of, had a great time and this is wonderful,
mm,
and that's lovely. But, even sometimes you see the pictures, don't we, on these platforms, and it's a lovely dining room or a lovely lounge. And you think, well, like you say, it's not carpets and curtains. What's happened to the care? What's happened to the staff? What's happening to the
yes.
manager? And sometimes what's happened to the provider? Do they know what to do with it?
Yes.
What do I do? How do I cope with this? I want to retain my manager so the residents get the best um,
Yes.
care, and we don't have that dysfunction. But yeah, it is so tough, really. And let's hope that they do search out what they need. So
Yes. And
anyway, saying that, so do you want to tell us? Oh,
yeah,
go
sometimes
on. No, it's all right. Go on.
it's just knowing what they need, isn't it? You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think,
yeah,
just actually reaching out to somebody and saying, this is my problem. So therefore, who do I need to go to resolve it? And that's one of the reasons
mm,
I'm happy to be in
yeah,
Facebook groups and point people to the right
yeah, yeah,
support, because it's not always a mock inspection. And again, when I'm doing
yeah,
mock
yeah,
inspections, you have to get the right consultant, because I have seen some consultants that just throw an action plan at you. They're detailed in their action plan. You can't fault their action plan, but my goodness, the pressure that it
mm,
puts on managers. Whereas
oh yeah,
what I
yeah,
like to do is go in, have a look at the quality, tell them where the gaps are, and then tell them what the priorities need to be, and then make
yeah,
suggestions how to do that to a good standard, not to an outstanding standard,
yeah,
because some care companies, they're not there yet. So you're just
yeah,
putting more pressure on them if you're leaving them with an action plan that will make them
yeah.
outstanding. And yeah,
that's a fabulous point.
it's
Because it's just like
meeting where
doubling the
people,
pressure, really, isn't it?
yeah, meeting them where they're at and giving them what they need so that you're
Yeah.
actually protecting the manager. The times that I've also seen, they're doing too many audits. They don't need to do that many audits. It's so onerous, and they're putting themselves under pressure that they really, really don't need to be. Yeah, sorry, I could go on.
Because the thing is, then at the end of the day, I mean, no, oh, you and me both. And I said, I went to a meeting yesterday and I said, put a soapbox down and say, care homes, come back in 2 weeks, I'll still be
Yes.
talking. And I think we're all like that because we are passionate,
Yes.
because we know what it's like. We've sat there when it was tough, and now we're trying to help them that are going through it even tougher. And even just like as care consultants, if I know somebody who needed yours, I don't do mock inspections, I do the care of the person. So if I know somebody who could do with that, we work between us and share, and and obviously I point them in your direction, because that's what they need. Like say, not just another audit. There you go, I've done it, I'm off.
Yes.
The company could do that for themselves. They need to look at the extra they're getting, and the depth they're getting, and the quality of it, with the experience and care behind it, because we're caring people that want to care. I mean, caring for them that care for others, really, isn't it?
Yes, that's true.
So what's Paula's future? What's the exciting plan?
Well,
What's
again, this is because in the Facebook groups, I have seen the pressures, we have seen the churn in the care industry, and that goes for managers. The amount of managers that are leaving because they feel under such pressure, they don't know where to turn. Having a consultant in can be an expensive, thing to do. It doesn't have to be, and I do think it's worth it. I wouldn't be a consultant if I didn't think it was worth it. But I also realise some providers don't actually invest in that sort of quality. So what I've decided to do is this one. I have decided to launch an online platform which is affordable. It's video based. It's going to be a membership, so it's a community, and that's what I've called it, the Achievable Care Quality Community. We can do this. I'm happy to help managers to do it. But the first membership will be, there will be 5 free videos, because I like to try and equip people with, at least the minimum. So there'll be 5 free videos on each of the key questions. Then there'll be paid membership, and that starts from £10 a month. That will be 34 videos at least on all of the quality statements. So you can, at the tap of a button, just have information on safe number 8, medicines optimization. What does that mean? And then it will be accessible 24/7. So if all of a sudden you're doing a night shift, oh, actually, I could be writing up that. Let me have a look at that. So that's the one tier.
Awesome.
Then we're going to have another tier which will include all the videos and a get together on Teams so that we can discuss things. And then I'm going to have sort of a limited top membership that will be a one-to-one every month. So people can decide at what level they can afford to enter. But that first paid level, I think, £10 a month, cheaper than a Starbucks coffee every week. So hopefully it will be accessible and achievable for everyone. And as well as just the quality that I'm going to give, I'm really, really hoping to dispel some of the isolation, because apart from the teams and meetings for quality, we're going to have some like cheese and wine evenings and coffee and cake mornings and things like that. I just want to bring the community together and utilize technology. Yeah.
It's amazing, actually.
That's fabulous. Well done. It is. It's thinking out the box and bringing something fresh to a very stale area, isn't it? And hope, and like I say, many levels, and it's fabulous.
Thank you.
And now
when did it start this week? Today, did you say?
Sorry, I was going to say, like, now everybody can have this
literally
at the tip of their fingers. And then, you know, nobody can complain. They have everything right there in front of them, easily accessible. It's great, Paula. Really great.
Thank you. And another thing that I you know, I'm very conscious of, this younger generation. I'm 60 next month, so this younger generation, they don't read, you know. So you're getting all of these information leaflets, you're getting all of these great reports, but they don't read. It's video and visually based, so that some of the videos are really boring. I'm like, oh, it's just, you know,
Well done.
churn of information.
They'd be fine. They'd be absolutely fabulous. It's just needed, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just
a lot of work,
doing it.
yeah. But do you know what? What a fabulous way forward. Yeah, fabulous way forward. And wish you all the best with that. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's worth a try. It's worth a try. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be very successful, to be honest. It's definitely what needed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I want to add something. If there's any, you know, managers that are listening, and if one of their issues, you know, that's bugging them, or one of the stress factors for them are recruitment, they should reach out to us. You know, Enigma, as much as we are a recruitment and retention agency, we also want to be there for care homeowners and managers, ease some of the recruitment stress. So that is why when we say we providing carers, we actually providing free service for care and support workers. So it's taking off that stress from you going through all of these, you know, CVs and the processes. So follow us on LinkedIn, email us, contact us as well, if that's one of your stress factors in terms of recruitment. That's something I want to say, because I want to get a little bit in there.
Yes, and again, you know, safer, ethical recruitment is something that's really important in the new single assessment framework strategy.
Oh, that's awesome, because it's definitely, you know, something that a lot of people, you know, ask us when we're calling in. How do we know that this person is qualified? So we train them. They've trained with us. You know, they train. I think they get their care induction certificate. Sorry. We also do, you know, background checks, make sure that they have all the documents that they will need to comply before we even put them forward to an interview process.
Yeah, it's definitely doing it properly and doing it once well, isn't it? Then, you know, what's been going on some places. We need to really make sure that things are robust, don't we, before we do it. It's sustainable then, isn't it, once we get people
Yes, and again, and this is where we all overlap, because, you know, only by having a quality company, a quality care company, recruiting into something that's inadequate and may lose their sponsorship license is a real risk for people. So we want the best way to tap into raising the quality of a lot of providers. And, you know, that's what you and I are there for, aren't we, Norma? To raise that quality.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, because, you know, we work together, we rise together, and it makes the whole sector better, doesn't it? Yes. And there's somebody somewhere to go to, and if we don't do that thing, we'll find somebody who does, and we can support them in that way. Just help them to find the right support in any way. And if it is recruitment, then, you know, we can obviously go straight to Alvina and say we need support in this area, and just work together, because we can't do it all, we can't know it all, and not all of it is our passion. You know, we all pick out the bit that, you know, lights our fire type of thing, and lights us up, and excel at that part, and do it together, you know, shoulder to shoulder. Let's get on with it and have a great time and improve things. So
it's part of good. That's it. Part of good leadership.
Yeah, definitely. So how would people contact Paula then, as just before we close down? How would they get in touch with you? Do they just go to LinkedIn, Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn as Paula Cashmore RGN and Achievable Care Quality Community. I've got Achievable Care Quality Community website, which is only just launching, so there's a wait list. And then there's a paulacashmore.co.uk for the quality aspect and mock inspections and things like that. So thank you for that opportunity.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. Also, Paul, please let us know how it goes. Please come back another day and tell us how it's going.
Yeah.
Highlights and lowlights of the future.
Thank you.
Yeah, and obviously if you link with Alvina, there's plenty of times that you could link in with them as well for what is join together and see what else is out there that we can do.
Yep, that's great.
So thank you very much, Paula. Thank you, Alvina.
Thank you so much for joining us, Paula. It was really lovely meeting you.
Thank you.
And
You
thank
too.
you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.